Hey guys, this is Terrence with Mighty Wallet. Today I'm going to show you how to do some customization of your Mighty Wallet. We're going to do the Mighty Wallet design, but you can also do the mini or stitched billfolds here. But for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to use the classic Mighty Wallet. And we're going to go to the customize step right underneath add to cart. And once the interface loads, it'll show you this new sort of toolbar here in pink, and there we can add our images, text, move those around, change our layers, save the design, which I highly recommend, or load previous designs. So the first thing, before we even get into any creative steps here, we're going to select the cache pocket color. Now this is the color that cache pocket areas themselves are, not this part, not the inside where the logo is, and not the credit card area, because that's going to be covered with a picture, whatever you select. But these are the actual three colors we have for the inside area. So I'm going to select gray, select gray. And background color, I just want to tell you what this is first. This is not the cache pocket area. It's just to give the wallet that you're designing a sort of color ground to start with. You don't have to have one, but if you say you want to use a color ground and then lay out some pictures over that, that's cool. That's what that background color is there for. So let's get started with adding some images. First, we're going to go to click. We're going to click to drop images in. And let's pick some nice pictures here. All right, so some nice vacation memories. Could totally use those right now. And let's see here. Now, you can see it sort of doesn't fit exactly in. I want to make sure it's a little bit bigger so it fits snug. And we usually resize the picture a little bit, so except that there's going to be a little bit of a bleed here, and you may not get exactly. I know some of you might want to use the Photoshop Illustrator files. Those of you who wish to use those, we can make it pixel perfect. So I'm going to add another image. Now you notice it just saved the picture, so it'll do that. It'll keep a record of all the pictures that we have, that we've uploaded. And now I'm going to add this one. Let's just make it a little bit bigger. Okay. I might bring this one to the front, in which case I'm going to move the order. And now that one's in the front here. There we go. Okay. And the dotted line right here is where the fold of the wallet will be. So you can kind of plan for that. Now I'm going to go on and also design the inside here in the next step. But before I do, and this is what I was going to say, is really importantly, save your product. So please enter your email, save it so that your design is not lost, because I know a lot of people will work on something, adding a lot of pictures, taking a lot of time, and then suddenly the design's lost. That's the worst ever. And I'm going to save my design now. So this way, if something does happen, I get disconnected from the internet or whatever, I can always come back and my design's not lost from the last step I saved it. Okay, and as it saves, then I'm going to go to the inside. Now, pay attention down here below. You have the front side, which is the sort of outside of the wallet, and the back side, which is the inside area. This includes both the inside with the logo and the credit card insert area. So I don't have a separate layer anymore for the credit card area, so you just kind of have to lay in images. Okay. Now again, this kind of overlap is, I would like to have this sort of in the middle, but I'm going to need to bring this layer to the front. So I'm going to grab the layer that's on the bottom right now and bring it to the front. And now you see that that makes a nice middle line there. Okay, so now if you wanted to, we can also go in and add some text. So let me add some text here. It gives you basically the default text, but you can totally select different styles. So it's all these different styles available here. I like permanent marker. It's kind of fun. Let's pick something kind of cool for this one. That's kind of nice. Okay, that's fun. And then I can change the color here. And even the transparency if you want to get really fancy. But I would always caution you on the fonts. A couple things is some of these really thin fonts, like let me show you Able. Like for example, this font, say over this really a light yellow over a light sand color is going to be really hard to see in the final print. So those are some things to kind of avoid. If you can select a font that has a little bit more thickness, this is definitely good. And another little trick you might want to do is just add a copy of that. So I just copied it. And I'll make one layer black. And then I'll just move the other layer on top. And that looks pretty cool. So that's one thing I would suggest. Another note about images. I just wanted to give you a couple examples of images that you should try to avoid. Here's a picture that you can see that it's pretty monotone, meaning that all the color within the person is pretty even, flat. And when that prints, it's just going to be kind of like a really flat color. So that's one thing to sort of be aware of. I have another example of that type of image here. This is, we get a lot of pictures shot at night, indoors. Not the best because this quality of print is not going to be that great. So just something to be aware of as you're picking your photos. You know, good natural light, good contrast. Those are things that you're going to want to go with. And just one other note, I just wanted to show you, like there's this sort of light box view which shows you a little bit closer up. It looks a little bit lighter than what it'll actually print. And that's just because I'm trying to buffer people's expectations, because Tyvek doesn't print super dark, but it's not as light as this. So don't worry, you know. And I also work a lot on your pictures to make sure that they print as best as possible. So I'll add contrast and stuff to the images, and they're definitely going to come out better than this, but this is just to sort of temper expectations a little bit, because Tyvek does absorb some of the intensity of the color, and so as a result, sometimes the images look a little matte. Now last, I'm going to save the design again because I don't want to lose it before I add it to my cart. And once your design is finally saved, you can choose to add it to the cart. So now when we add it to cart, it's going to basically upload the entire file, the back end, the front, to the back end of our website. And then it will take you to the shopping cart immediately. So it gives you kind of sort of preview here. That's it. That's basically the process. If you have any questions, you can always email me, tk@dynomighty.com. And that's it. Thanks so much for your support. Hope you guys are doing well, being mighty. Thank you so much. Be mighty.